I think it's best to not try to change everything all at once. Pick one, two things, work on that for a month, and then we can move into adding something else. Otherwise, you get overwhelmed, and I think it's also, Nick, about progress and not perfection. I tell my own patients that all the time. We're not going to be perfect every single day, and that's okay. But just continuing to make good habits, and if you slip up, then the next day make it better, and just don't let it downward spiral, but just work on making progress. So if that's that one sugary afternoon drink, maybe you have them all throughout the day, but maybe let's get rid of one and then move on.
Where would someone begin if they are overwhelmed by all of the advice? Because it can be really confusing with so much information out there, so many different diets, so many different trends, different studies coming out all the time, things we should do, shouldn't do. Things pop up on social media, you Google something, there's articles everywhere. What would be the general advice you'd give to people on nutrition if they're just looking to lose a bit of weight, eat healthier, but they don't want to do anything drastic and they just want to make some small changes to their diet that's going to make a big difference? Do you have more protein? Do you lower the calories? What do you look at? Should you be tracking what you're eating all day, every day?
Small changes. I think the best first thing to start with is eliminating simple sugar. So if you're somebody that consumes soda, start there and just stop drinking soda. Or if you're somebody that has these huge venti Starbucks latte with the whipped cream and all the things, just starting with a lot of those simple sugars that are just easy calories to get rid of that impact our cravings and can increase our fat over time. So I would start there with simple sugar, followed by just processed foods in general. So trying to move towards more whole foods, plant foods, as opposed to processed things that we typically get like in the freezer section or in the middle aisles of the grocery store that are kind of combination foods or crackers or kind of junk snacks. So, if you're not doing any other changes, I think start there and you'll see drastic improvements.
And I like that as a first bit of simple advice, rather than try and work out all these things you should do and add and change your diet, change what you're shopping for. And, it can feel complicated very quickly. It can be as simple as, before you do anything, don't actually add anything, remove something, just remove one thing. Like you're saying there, look at what that high sugar item is that you're having, or, an item that's not offering any nutritional value and it's bad for you, and remove that as a first step, and you'll probably already see a big change just from that one thing. You can go into, a fast food place and get a burger for like $1 or $2. Soft drink, they've got these huge, gigantic like servings of it. Mm-hmm. And if you're struggling financially, the cheaper option is to eat crap.
It is.
It's almost like you're putting these people on a treadmill where you can't get off it because you're stuck in this cycle.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's where I also think that lack of maybe education on some foods that are healthy, that are not expensive, but just knowing what they are. That's why it's really great to be able to work with a dietitian that can give you some guidance there.
Yeah. And again, on the financial side, a lot of people who need that can't afford the dietitian. So they need to then know where to go to find that free information, online or wherever else you're going to find it. It would mean the world to me if you can subscribe to my channel, leave a like or comment, share it with your friends. It makes a world of difference. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps me to get this show bigger and better and bring on the guests and the production value that you ask for every single week. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much.